Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, the little corner of the internet where we try and solve very difficult or very unusual Sudoku puzzles for your pleasure, and we try and find ways to get through them that demonstrate some interesting logic. And it happens again and again because the puzzles we get sent are just extraordinary again and again. And look at this grid, yet another one without any numbers in it, just an intriguing rule set. Let's get to that in a moment. I do want to mention all our stuff on Patreon, where there's loads of extra content, on Discord, where there's just constant chat about Sudoku and other puzzles. Also our apps, which you can buy for $5.99 or equivalent a piece, and which always have, in due course, 100 puzzles of the puzzle type involved. And our merchandise, tons of stuff available. Do look into those things. They're all on the links under the video in the description field mainly, but the first one there is to this puzzle, which is called The Time Has Come to Be a Minesweeper by, well, I'm going to say Thorsby, but it could easily be Torsby if he or she is Danish. I'm not absolutely sure. Or some other Scandinavian pronunciation. I think it means Thor's town, doesn't it? So clearly got some divine background there. Now, what are the rules? Normal Sudoku rules apply. A digit in a cell with a circle is the same as the number of the surrounding cells, not counting the cell itself, with odd numbers. So a total of 8 possible surrounding cells. All possible circles are given. So let's look at this circle as an example. And 8 is the given maximum. Now, this one could have an 8 in it. But what that would mean is that every cell it sees, if you remember the game Minesweeper, you will be familiar with how you get a count of the surrounding cells. So all these cells are available. They could all be odd. They would have to be odd if this was an 8. And can they all be odd? Yes, they could. If you had the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 there and 3 of them there. So it is possible. I think 8s are a bit unlikely, a bit maximal perhaps, but let's see what happens. Obviously this one can't be an 8 because it only has 5 cells surround it, so 5 would be its maximum. So clearly there are limits. And of course, I mean, it's very important to note that if this was a 4, well, 4 of these cells are odd and the other 4 are therefore even, and we're just going to have to work out which is which. So who knows how that's going to pan out. Do give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, well, the corners, they only see a maximum of 3 cells, so they can't be more than 3. And there are at least 2 circles in corners. Now, where there's no circle, all possible circles are given, so there is a negative constraint. So these one, well, I don't know if that'll come into play much. Maybe late in the puzzle. It's not very helpful just to know that this can't represent the number of odd digits around there. It doesn't tell us anything about it now. These, yes, okay, we've got a start here. Because as I said, cells on the perimeter can't be more than 5 because they only have 5 surrounding cells. So now look, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in column 1. So those numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 must be in those cells. And these others are going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9 in some order. Next, what? Still don't know any numbers. I think I've done a puzzle a bit like this before, but I'm sure there were givens. Okay, yes, both of these can't be 5. That's good. This can't be 5, because if that was 5, I'm going to use orange for odd. It would be odd. The 5 surrounding cells would all be odd, and you'd have 6 odd cells in a box. Well, the box has to contain the numbers 1 to 9, and there are only 5 odd cells in the number, 5 odd digits in the numbers 1 to 9. So that can't be odd because it would be surrounded by 5 other odds. The same's true, sorry, it can't be 5, which is odd, because it would be surrounded by 5 other odds, which don't exist. Same's true there. And now we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, and that is a 5, and our first digit, and surrounded by odd cells. So this can't be 2 or 4. This can't be 6 or 8. This one now can't be a 1 because it's already got 3 odd cells around it. So that's a 3. And these two are now even to make that 3 count work. So that's 6 or 8. Don't really know. These two are from 1, 7, 9. Now this can't be a 1 because it's already seeing 5 odd numbers. It certainly can't be a 9 because it only sees 8 cells. So that's a 7 and that's not. And it doesn't have a circle, so we don't really get information there. Now these can't be 3s, so the corners are 1 and 2, and this must be a 4. So what does that tell us? That tells us that 2 of these digits are odd. 4 itself is even, of course. Now if this is a 1, oh, that's annoying. If this is a 1, then one of these is odd, and then the 4 is satisfied. It's surrounded by the right number. If this is a 2, then these two are odd, and that's even, and again the 4 is surrounded by the right number. So that 4 is not resolving whether that is 1 or 2, which is a shame. Now that can't be 5 for the same reasons as we saw before. It can't be surrounded by 5 other odds. Same's true there. We can't do it for this one, which could be a 5 at the moment. Now what else do we know? This 7 is going to need 2 odds and 1 even in those 3 cells. So at least one of these is odd, and that uses up all the odd numbers for box 4. So that's even. Now only one of those is odd and one is even because that's the count required. So that's odd as well. But with this one we don't know. If it's odd, I think it's got a problem because it can't be 5 or 7. And it can't be 9. 9's too many. And it already sees 4 cells. So that has to be even. And then we get odd there to make up the count, which is 1 or 9. Now this even number is already seeing 5 odd cells. So that is 6 or 8. And either all these 3 are odd, in which case that's an 8, or a bit more likely 1's odd and 2 are even, making that a 6. We've got a 6-8 pair. This is 2 or 4, and this one's in a circle. Now, can that possibly be a 2? That would make all of these even, which is an awful lot. But it's not actually impossible at the moment, as far as I can see. Is it? Is there some reason that they can't all be even? There might be. I don't know. What about this cell? This is already seeing, this is an odd number. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, okay, I thought I'd gone hideously wrong here. It's already seeing 4 odd cells. I was going to say it can't be 5 or 7, but it can't be 7, but it can be 5. Indeed, it's going to have to be 5 because there's only 2 more cells that it can add. So one of these is odd and one is even. I'm going to sort of half mark them to try and remember this domino effect. This is a circle as well, but since I don't know its parity, I'm not sure I really know much about it at all. Still interested in this one. If they were all even, what happens to this? Well, 8, okay, if that's a 2, this has to be a 6. Then they're all even. One of these is odd and one is even. And that uses up all the evens for column 4. So all sorts of cells are going to have to become odd in the instance in which this is a 2, which is so unlikely. All of these would become odd for definite. I can't rule it out yet, though. I don't see how to. Maybe there is a way, but I don't see it. So this is huge. If that was 8, actually, it would be very helpful. They'd all be odd. I'd know that was a 4. Is that what to focus on? This being... If it's 6, though... Oh, no, it doesn't... If it was 6, that could be odd. And that hasn't quite fixed. Whether this is 2 or 4. Oh no, if it's 6, yeah, then it's easy for that to be even, which is what keeps this alive. Okay, I don't know. I need to think of something better. It's interesting, you get a bit of a start in this. Now, okay, let's have a think of these cells that I've just highlighted. That's 5 different cells, but we actually know the count of odd numbers in them because it must be 1 plus 2 from the corners. So there are 3 odds in those cells. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. There's 1 odd in the 1 plus 2 cells themselves, so that's 4 odds. In the ones that we've already got definitely coloured, there are 6 odds. So that's all 10 odds for the first 2 columns done within those areas. So these two are definitely even. That is 7 or 9. So we've got a 6-8 pair. Sorry, that is 6 or 8. So we've got a 6-8 pair making this 7 or 9. This is even now. Right, now this, no, that hasn't resolved this at all. And I don't even know anything about this cell, except that it's even. Now that was nice. Do I know any more about this column? Not really. The trouble with this rule set is it puts parities into cells, but it doesn't tell you anything about the numbers after that much. You have to actually get some of the full surroundings to know that. So this one's already seeing, I just don't know what its parity is. It really helps to have a parity in a cell, in a circular cell. I can't believe I don't know what the 1 and 2 are. If that was a 2, these would both be odd. That would use up all the odds here. They would be even. That would be a 1, seeing that cell. These would all be odd. Oh, so if that's a 2, it's even, and it sees 1 even cell, and that uses up all the evens. If that's a 1, it only sees... It is odd, but it sees 1 odd cell there, so the other 2 are even. So these 3 are always odd now. Okay, well that's something I hadn't learnt before. Now I've got all 5 odds in row 3. Wow. How did I not see this coming? Okay, so this is... Well, these 3 cells aren't 4 in column 3, so that one is the 4. And that, well, as I could have discovered once I knew that was odd. But only one of these 3 is odd, and the other 2 are even for that count. This can't be 2. It can't be 1 because it's already seeing 2 odd cells. Now this is going to see... So if it was 4, it'll be wrong. Am I losing my mind here? If this was a 4, there would have to be 2... No, it would be right. It would see 4 even cells, not that one. If it was 3, it would be odd, and it would see 3 odd. Okay, so no, that's fine as it is, annoyingly. Oh, that I know is odd now. Yeah, and I still can't resolve these other 2. I can now, yes. These cells include a 2 for this column. So that becomes a 1, right? And that's seen its 1 odd cell, so there we go. That's the even 2 up at the top. it sees one odd. That doesn't let me resolve these two. That is 6 or 8. These are from 2, 6 or 8. This can't be a 2 because it already sees 3 odd cells. Ah, brilliant. So that is going to have to be a 6, and those are all odd. Yes. Okay, so all the even numbers in this box are done. That becomes an 8, which is helpful. 6, because I can now make those odd. That's all the 5 odds in column 4, so those become even. I still don't know. Oh, it's not 2 or 8 now. That's 4 or 6. That is 3 or 9. Now, what's this? This is already seeing 3. So it's going to see between 3 and 6 odd cells. Well, we know it's odd. Sorry, it's 3 or 5. If it was a 3, they'd all be even. If it was a 5, 2 of those would be odd. But we know at least 2 of these are odd because we've already used 3 evens. Oh, we've used 4 evens in this row. Right. Here we go. Now we've used 4 odds in this box. And 4 odds in this row. Ooh. What does that do? I am not sure. That's become an 8. It's just basic Sudoku. So we've got 4 and 6 to place here, but still that could be a 4 with that being a 6. Or that could be a 3 and this is a 6-4 pair. This one is 3, 7 or 9. I'm going to fill it in. Now this 3 or 5. So either these are 3 evens or 1 even and 2 odds. Ah, it's not 1 even and 2. Oh no, it could be. Yeah, those could both be even. Can it be 3 even? Then there'd be 1 even and 1 odd here. That's interesting. If it's 1 even, oh no, then both of these are even. No, I don't know. Can that still be odd? Right, here's a thought. If that was odd, yeah, it would be a 3, and that's fine, because they could all then be even. In fact, they likely would all be even. So it could be a 3. Now, if it's even, it's seeing 3 odd cells. It can only see a maximum of 1 there and a maximum of 1 in that box. So it can't go up above 4. Ah. Now, if it's 3, those are the odds, and all of these are evens. If it's 4, those are odd, and it sees the 4th odd up here. So these must still be even. So they are definitely even either way. This is so weird. This can't be an 8 now, because that's even. So it's... I was going to say 4 or 6, but I'll put in 2 as a possibility, just in case. Now this... Ooh, for that to be a 3. Well, these are both the same, whether it's 3 or 5. So these are the same. And I don't know what either of those things mean. Well, in one case, that's 2 evens, and in the other case, it's 2 odds. Now, in the case where it's 2 evens, we get the other even in this domino. And in the case where it's 2 odds, we get 2 evens in this domino. So one of these, I suppose we knew that anyway, is a set of 3 odds, but I don't know in which column. So let's think about this a bit more. 3 odds that it already sees. It's going to, well, if it's a 3, it doesn't see another one. What's this then? It's already seeing 2 there. It is odd. It's not going to be 3 because it's got to see at least 2 odd cells up there, and that's going to take it to 4. Ah, so it could see 2 or 3 up here, odd cells, plus the 2 it's already got. That takes it to 4 or 5, and then a maximum of 1 here. So it's somewhere between 4 and 6, but it's odd, so it's 5. That's not 5. Now this being 5 says, well, it could be 2 odds there and none here, or 1 odd here and 1 here. Okay, that's annoying. No, hang on. This is an odd cell, and it sees 3, 1, 9, and 5 in the box. I just want to check. This can't be a 7. No, it can't. It can't. It could see 3 there, but it can't there. So that is a 7. So 7's in one of those 2 cells. 5 has to be over here. These see 5, 7, 3, 1, and 9, so they're definitely even. This is an 8. It's the last even cell in its row, and that lot is a 2, 4, 6 triple. Wow, I'm really missing some basic Sudoku stuff here. That's interesting. This can't be 5 or 7. It's not really very helpful. Yeah, I think it's because I'm not expecting the Sudoku stuff to be helpful. I'm not really spotting anything it's doing. Now, this is definitely going to pick up 1 odd there. Surely it can't be a 2. I don't know. I'm certain it's not, but not by logic, just by gut instinct. What about this? This is seeing 3 there. Well, it's not a 3. Trouble is, I don't know what parity it is. And there's what to come here. There's 3 evens and 2 odds. That's a domino, 1 odd and 1 even in that pair. How about this? Yes, this can't be a 1 because they can't both be even, or that would be 5 evens in row 3. So that's a 3. 1 there, at least 1 here, at most 1 here. But those could both be odd and those could both be even. But we get a 3, so that's not a 3. So these are from 1, 7, and 9. That's not a 3 now. Now, if this was a 1, all 4 evens would surround it. They'd all be odd. Don't know what to do with that. 5 in this column. Can't be there or there. It's definitely down in one of those 2. I mean, I bet that is a 5. If they were both even. Oh yes, remember, one of these is an even pair with an odd number there above it. How does that work? Three, 4, 9, 2, 8. I still don't know what's going on here. Do I know more about this? I must know a bit about this now. It sees 2. It is odd. So it's between 2 and 4, and it's obviously 3, and that's been available for ages. So we get a 4 there. That's even. That's the last even. That's odd. Right, so that 3 is right. That becomes a 6. Wow, I've been slow on some bits here, haven't I? That's not a 3. So the 3 in this box is there. That puts a 5 in this circle, which tells us that both of these are odd. That tells us both of these are even. That says all of these in column 6 are odd. That makes this even and therefore 4. I was going to say that has to be a 4, but that is not a fair conclusion, so steady on. In fact, there's an 8 somewhere in this box in one of those 2 cells. So that's odd. These are 2 and 6. That is 2 or 6 as well for the box. That can't be an 8. Could be a 4 if all of those were even. Can't rule that out, annoyingly. What would it be if it was odd, though? It would have to be a 5. And one of those would be even. One of those would be odd, I mean. But the 5 would be odd as well. So those two are the same, either even or odd, which is a weird conclusion. Right, we've got 3 or 9 there. 1, 3 or 9 in these cells. 3, 1, 9, 7, 2, 6. So actually we know this is a 4, 5, 8 triple. That can't be 8. So it is 4 or 5, which I think is what I just worked out. But if it's 4, they're all even and they're both odd. If it's 5, the other odd is here and they're both even. Yeah, weird. Okay, that's one of each, including an 8. Dealt with that 3. Now what's this, which can't be 5 or 3? And already sees 3. It must be 7. It can't be 9, so it is 7. Now it's seeing 3 in this box and it's going to see another one. So these 3 are all odd. Yes. So we've got, what about this one then? That is already seeing 6. So that's going to be a 7 as well. This is not a 7. This is a 7. This is already seeing 6. So one of those is odd and one is even. Doesn't tell us much about the rest of the box. One of those is, but what about this now? Well, it can't be, it could be 1. It can't be 4. And it could be 2, and they both work. That's so annoying. So sometimes it's Sudoku to the rescue. Maybe that's what I need now. That's 1, 3 or 9. I can't see how to disambiguate it. We've got that 4, 5, 8 set. 2 and 6 must be here. This hasn't been resolved either. Now this, that can't be 2 anymore because it's seeing those. Oh no, it could be. Those could all be even. In fact, it can't get more than 1 odd from this column because it's already got 4 odds in. So it is a 2, and they are all even. Wow. Unexpected twist. So we get a 6 here, 2 and 6 there, 4 and 8 here, which can get filled in. Right. Good. That can't be a 9 anymore. Actually, it probably couldn't when I wrote it. 4, 2, 8, 6, 5. Don't really know about these odd numbers down here. 5, 6, 2, 8, 4. We've got 1, 3 and 9 to fill in this column. Now 3, 4. Now I know those two are the same, but I don't know what they are, and I still don't. This is 4 or 8. This is a 2 and the last even in its row. So how many is this going to see? It can't be 8, obviously. If it's even, therefore, it's 4, which seems quite plausible. It would see those 2. It would see 1 odd there, and that would become odd as well. That would work if it was 4. Now, if it's odd, it's got to be 3. And that works as well. It sees those 2, 1 there, and not that. Man, that's annoying. Right. 8, 2, 4. There's a 6 down here somewhere. We've got no circles down here to help out. That's 1 or 9. That's 1, 7 or 9. I don't quite know how this finishes off at all, actually. That 3. Okay, it's going to see, right, that's going to tell me what parity that is. It sees 1 odd there, 1 there, and 1 here, which is the last odd in its row. That's even, and that's a 4, therefore. Now that means it's seen its 4 odds already. Those 2 are even, those 2 are odd. We work out which of these 8 and 5 is which. That's 1 or 9. This is a 6-2 pair that I can fill in. That's fulfilled now. 3, 5. How are we going to disambiguate these last two? Oh, 7, 7. We get a 7 by Sudoku there. Good grief. 9. Okay, well, I like doing a bit of ordinary Sudoku. 1, 9. This has become a 6, hasn't it? So the first 3 columns are done, and I should have done them ages ago. 2, 4. That didn't really resolve my 1, 3, 9 issues, did it? Got them everywhere. 7, 5, 9, 6, 2. So this, I don't think I've got a fix on this. It all depends what that is. Right. Can this be odd? Because then everything else in the column, that would allow that to be a 3. This would be a 1. That would be a 2, which is exactly what it would be. It would be surrounded by evens. It would have 2 odds there. Oh, this is an 8 by Sudoku. Okay. Oh, and that's odd by the column count as well. Don't think that's advancing me. One of those is odd and one's even. I know that of these 6, 2 are odd, and that's not telling me anything about this cell. Come on, what can I do here? That's 1 or 4. 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 7, 9. So 5 is in one of these 2. Oh, look, it's the 5th odd in its row. 5 there. The rest are even. Right, that tells me that's a 2. That fixes 4 and 2. This is the even cell, so that's 8. 6 there. This one is now odd, which could be anything. I'm not interested in that at the moment. 6, 6. The 6 is here. That's odd. Still don't know about these. So up at the top, one of those is odd, one's even. Same is true for that lot. 2, 4, 7, 8, 6, 5, 2, 7. I'm sure you're seeing things faster than I am here. Just trying to get through, frankly. 8, 2, 6. Yeah, I just don't know where 4s go up here. That's a 3, and it says, yeah, no. These numbers have been proved. I think the rest is filling it in, maybe with the exception of this. If that's a 3, no, that becomes a 4. That works fine. So I just don't know. This can't be 5, 7, or 1, so it's 3 or 9. This can't be 7 or 1. So it's 3, 5, or 9. Now, what is this telling me down here? 8, 2, 6, 5 can only be there. That's what it's telling me. Is it telling me any more than that? Because it would really help if it was. Four has to be in one of those cells. Oh, the negative constraint. And maybe with 4 here. If that was 4, that would be 3 and odd. And you'd have 4 odd cells. You'd need a circle on that. So it's not 4. There we go. Oh, that is a cruel... Well, it's a very clever finish. It's not cruel. It's absolutely fair. It was telegraphed by the sentence in the rules. Me not spotting it is not a reason to complain. It is indeed a reason to applaud the setter for what is, frankly, a fantastic feat of setting here. Might still have to use the negative constraint one more time, I imagine. No, maybe not. We're getting through this. Yeah, that's all done. No, we're going to finish now. Just before I put the final digit in, let me finish the colouring, because that will make it feel a bit more completist. There we go, and then this should be a 3 and we should be done. What a brilliant puzzle. Wow, that is remarkable. Really entertaining stuff by Thorsby there, or Thorsby. and I have enjoyed that a lot. Thank you for watching, and really hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.